I'm going to show you how you make this instrument from a box like this. Yes, a cardboard box, one everybody has. I made a tagelharpa from such box, and it looks like it's made from old wood with cast iron fittings. But if you get closer to the resonator holes, you can see that this is not wood at all. It's just cardboard. And it's painted and it works. It's a working instrument. It's like not bad at all. Closer for you to hear how this is sounding. I'll show you all the steps about how you make this instrument from this box.
Before I start this video, I want to give some credits to a guy named Aldo. He's part of a Facebook group for tagelharpa builders and players, and he once posted a video with a cardboard tagelharpa design, and it got me really inspired. I don't know if Aldo wants to be in this video. If he wants, I can add his name to the description in this video later. So let's first talk about all the stuff you need for this cardboard project. The most important thing is a big white box like this one. You need a bow, because this video does not show how to make a bow. You see all tools I used. You need some wood to make these wooden parts. If you don't want to make them, you can buy them. You need micro tuners to buy. I bought violin packs. I used a glue gun, but I also used wood glue, but you do not really need it. Super glue for the strings. You need measure equipment, gloves. Very important are the clumps. If you want to go to decorate it like me, you need acrylic gesso white. I'll explain later what to do. You need acrylic paint, any color you want, depends on what your goal is. You need some paint brushes, gloss varnish and matte varnish from acrylic, some ropes, and the strings pre-ordered, or like what I did, made from horsehair myself. I have to mention that the projects I just showed are not sponsoring me for this video. I also recommend going to a flea market, garage sale or a thrift shop, because it will save you a lot of money if you do not have any tools yet. For example, I got like for €9 a lot of tools, including an umbrella, which is very handy in the Netherlands where I live. And at another day for flea market I found some glue clumps, and I got a guitar for €10 that I now use for parts. So really do it, it saves you much money. So the first thing you need to do is make a drawing of the instrument you want to make, and it has to be on scale. So you can buy paper with these squares on it, and the model I made is 58 centimeters in length, 18 centimeters in width and 7.5 centimeters high. Keep in mind that for the window, 8 fingers have to fit in the window frame. If you do not have 8 fingers, you wouldn't be able to play a whole scale on this instrument, and that will be a shame. You need 2 fingers space from the string to the side of the instrument, because if you don't do this, you have not enough space to put your fingers between them, and if you can't put your fingers between them, you can't play the Finnish playing technique, but only the Estonian technique. Once you finish the sketch, you can put the sketch on the cardboard box you have. And in my case, my sketch was 1 centimeter too long, but this box was perfect for this project, so I made the design 1 centimeter shorter. This is the sketch I made with the sizes I used, and it's very important to have these two triangle shapes on the top of this design, because when you work with cardboard, it's a fragile material and a triangle is the most strongest shape there is, so this triangle will in the end help support the strength for the strings. After you finish the drawing on the cardboard, you get yourself a knife and cut the design out. Do not cut the window yet. You can also cut the resonator holes now. When this is finished, you have to cut 2 square pieces, and those 2 square pieces will be the downside and the top side. You need to make them 3 layers thick, and 1 layer has to be vertical and 2 layers have to be horizontal. If you do this, the shape gets extra strong and this makes the instrument less fragile. Glue those 3 layers, and I used wood glue. Now you have to create a bass bar. The length of the bass bar has to be the length of the sound box, but on both sides 2 centimeters shorter. You can make a bass bar yourself or buy one. I will maybe in the future make bass bars for sale. When you finished the bass bar, you have to make a sound post. You can buy sound post online or make one yourself. It has to be the same size as the height of the instrument. When the bass bar and the sound post are finished, you glue them inside your instrument. On YouTube you can find some tutorials on where exactly to place the sound post and bass bar. It depends on the size of your instrument and it will never be the same. If you look closely, I drew the brick on the inside to define the place where I have to put the sound post and the bass bar. You also glue the bottom and the top pieces to the box. You do not yet cut the window. You now have to glue the box. Use those clumps and use some wooden pieces between the clumps and the cardboard to prevent damages from the cardboard. Now we're going to upgrade the violin packs to make them suitable for tagelharpa string. You need to make a sliver in it with a saw, and it has to be at least ½ centimeter to 1 centimeter deep. Now we're going to make the frame, and the frame has to be a triangle shape. It has to be a triangle shape because this is a very strong shape and the material is very fragile. So if this piece is a triangle, it will be very strong and the instrument will stay strong and the instrument will not break. We're going to create the upside from the frame the same way as we did with the top and bottom piece from the sound box. You need many layers, this time thin layers, and 50% of them will be horizontal and 50% of them will be vertical, and you glue them all together. But make sure there is still room for the violin packs to fit. The violin packs need to stick out for at least 1 centimeter so that you can put the strings on it. You first glue all the layers together, and when this is done, you create 3 holes with a drill, and if this all went fine, you glue this piece to the instrument. If it fails, you can redo this part. If you already glued the part to the instrument and you make a mistake while drilling, it's way more difficult to make this part look good. So first make sure the drilling holes are fine and then put it on the instrument. We will now craft the microtuner's attachment plate. You can make this one yourself or buy it online. Same as the bass bar, there might be a chance I will be crafting these parts for sale in the future. You need to drill 5 holes in this attachment piece, 2 for the ropes at the bottom and 3 for the microtuners at the top. When the part is finished, you can decorate it the way you want, and I use a wood burning tool to give it an extra touch. Now we will make the rope attachment piece. The design Aldo Mett has 1 attachment piece in the middle. I made 2 of these pieces because my instrument is wider and I want it to be strong. You have to make a thick layer of cardboard on the place where you want to add the rope attachment piece. You have to drill a hole and add some wood in it. Once all these steps are done, you can start cutting the window frame. You can now add your own design of a shape. I made it rounded, but you can also make it a square, or you can make a nice shape in it. But just make sure that 8 fingers still fit between the window, because you want to play the whole scale. It would be a shame if you can't do that because your design disturbs it. For this project I used a violin bridge, and I bought the highest violin bridge I could find for the cheapest price. I think it was about €4. I removed the curved foot parts on the bottom. Then I made the curved top more flat, and I made 3 slots on the top for the strings. I also made the downside wider for the bridge. Because of the cardboard structure, the bridge wants to fall down. Cardboard is a soft material and the bridge pushes in it. So if you make the bridge more wider on the bottom, it will not flip down. When this is finished, you can make your own strings or get the strings you bought and you can put them on the instrument. You can now add the rope and the instrument is considered finished. So the instrument is finished, but for those who want to do decoration, I will now show you how to make a good looking instrument. So before you start to paint it with acrylic paint, you will have to add gesso. And why you have to add gesso? It's because cardboard will suck the acrylic paint into it and the cardboard might get damaged. But also the color of the acrylic paint will be less intense if the cardboard sucks the color inside. So the gesso creates a barrier between the cardboard and the paint. I used 3 layers of gesso on the whole instrument, but on the back of my instrument there was a huge logo showing "We support your stake" in pink. And this is very intense. So I added 5 layers of gesso on the logo and the logo was completely gone. Keep in mind that the gesso has a structure, so the last move you make with your brush is the move you will see. But if you make a vertical move with your brush, vertical lines will stay in the pattern. And if you do this right, it looks like it's a wood structure. So after the gesso is dry, you're going to add your first layer of acrylic paint, and I used burnt umber as a color. I painted it 1 layer with burnt umber and the result was already stunning. It looks like wood and it looks really nice. What I did was adding another layer, but I added a little bit of black acrylic paint. Like I added 1 drop of black paint and 10 drops of the original color. I mixed those 2 together and I took the brush and I did not continue to finish the layer. I just went over the already painted instrument so that it adds a little detail and it was really stunning. It now really looks like a deep wood structure. For those who really wants to create really realistic wood structures, just look to another YouTube tutorial from a painter and there are plenty of them who show you how to make realistic wood structures on any object. I also created a cast iron effect. I've also seen this on a YouTube tutorial. Just check metal effects with acrylic paint. There are plenty of people who make these tutorials. I did some decoration with rope, but you know, it's your instrument. You can do everything you want. It's your style. It has to be unique. It's nice. Acrylic paint is very fragile, and especially on cardboard. So you want it to stay good for a long period. So you have to add a layer of varnish on it. The first layer of varnish you will add will be glossy varnish. Why glossy varnish? Glossy varnish makes the color way more intense. But the downside of glossy varnish is that it will look very shiny, and on a painting that's very nice. But this has to look like fake wood, and fake wood doesn't shine. So you use your first layer as glossy varnish and then you add matte varnish on it, 2 or 3 layers. If you start with matte and skip the glossy, the color won't be intense. So if you start with glossy and finish it with matte, you get this extra intense color but not this glow that is so unrealistic. After you did all of this, your instrument is finished and it looks nice, I hope. And if not, ask me for tips because I try to be as clear as possible, but it might still be very difficult. But I hope you like this video and I hope this gets you inspired and you will make something very beautiful yourself. And just leave a comment, and I would say if you can do this, just put it on YouTube and say, hey, this is my YouTube video and I will like to watch what you made. So really thank you for watching, and I will probably make more tutorials about any aspect of the tagelharpa because it's a lovely instrument and it's very difficult to learn, but if you can do it, it's lovely to do, really. Thanks for watching.